So you guys sent in a bunch of stuff about Christine Woolley.
From Sister Wives.
Yeah, Sister Wives. And it seems like there's a lot of talk about all the things she's been up to lately.
Definitely.
So we thought we'd dig into it a bit and see what we can learn about where she's headed.
Good idea.
Most of what you sent was from that Without a Crystal Ball YouTube transcript.
Yeah, with Kody.
Right, where Kody dives into Christine's social media and all her real estate moves.
Which is really fascinating when you think about her life after leaving Kody.
For sure. And, you always love to figure out the bigger picture behind stuff.
Yeah, I do love that.
So we really wanted to try and piece together what all this means for Christine's life, beyond the show.
Beyond the show, yeah.
Her plans going forward, even maybe some hints about what's going on with the rest of the Browns.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, so let's start with this new rental property she's got in Hurricane, Utah.
Okay.
It seems like she really put some thought into that location.
Oh, absolutely. Hurricanes in southern Utah, Washington County, right next to Arizona.
Oh, wow.
About 20 minutes from St. George.
Uh-huh.
Which means she's a little bit closer to Flagstaff now.
Okay.
Where Kody and Robin are.
Makes sense for Truly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even more than that, it puts her right near tons of amazing nature spots.
Makes you think she's ready for some new adventures.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
You guys mentioned Zion National Park?
Huge.
Yeah. But there's also waterfalls and even a bridge park where you can go tubing.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, and Sand Hollow State Park, the Red Cliffs National Conservation Area.
Oh, wow.
Snow Canyon State Park, even Dixie National Forest is right there.
It's like a tourism hub.
It really is. But here's what's really interesting when you compare this rental to her old one in Moab.
Okay, what about it?
Remember all the sister wife stuff she had in the Moab place?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this new one is totally different.
How so?
This one's all about new beginnings.
Interesting.
Yeah, the analysis we saw said she's got wedding photos with David there.
Oh, wow.
And that People magazine cover where she talked about leaving polygamy. Even decorations that tie into David's interests, like sea life and outer space.
Huh. So no Sister Wives photos this time.
Nope. Which is a big change from the Moab rental.
Yeah, she got some flack for having Kody in the pictures there.
Definitely seems like she's trying to distance herself from that part of her life.
It's like she's crafting a whole new identity for herself.
Exactly.
Going from Sister Wife to Christine Woolley.
David's wife.
Right, a fresh start.
And it's not just the rental. Her social media is full of hints about her new mindset.
What have you seen?
Well, there was that post from March 18th where she talked about not apologizing for taking care of herself, setting boundaries, saying no.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Yeah, and the analysis connected it back to her leaving the fundamentalist Mormon community.
It's a big shift, for sure.
Yeah, in that world, putting yourself first was sometimes seen as selfish.
Right.
So this emphasis on self-care, it's a big statement.
New beginnings.
Totally. And then there's that post about her having the best time at Sand Hollow. Yeah, and how she's obsessed with the new Airbnb in Hurricane.
Sounds like she's really happy.
Totally focused on making memories with David and Truly.
Nice.
And just this morning, she posted, "You're not broken, you're rebuilding." With all these steps about doing good things, looking at things differently, reaching out, believing in yourself.
That's like her motto for life after polygamy.
He really is. But do you think it's just personal growth, or is there some strategy behind all this?
Well, she does have 1.5 million Instagram followers.
True.
And the analysis pointed out that she's always marketing something.
Good point.
It seems like when she first left Sister Wives, her engagement was really high.
You'd think people would be all over her new life.
Right, but the analysis said it's actually gone down a bit, maybe because she's posting more salesy stuff.
Huh. So maybe she's choosing financial freedom over tons of likes.
Maybe she is.
Makes you think what's more important.
Yeah.
High engagement tied to your old life, or a little less engagement, but more control over your own future.
That's a tough one.
It is. And speaking of the future, the analysis also talked about Christine's real estate moves.
What about them?
Well, she and David bought that house in Lehi, and then there's the 2 rentals she's picked up in the past 2 years.
It's like she's building a real estate empire.
Seems like she's thinking long term.
Yeah, she's not just relying on the show anymore.
Right. She's got the Plexus money, her book, her sister wives' salary. She's making her own security.
Which is a big deal considering her past.
Yeah, and Kody controlled a lot of the finances.
Right, so this is a big step towards independence for her.
Totally.
Yeah.
So how do you think all this is affecting the rest of the Browns?
Well, let's start with Truly.
Okay.
The analysis pointed out that she's living full-time with David now.
Who's a really involved stepdad.
Exactly, which is something she's never had before.
And apparently they have a great relationship.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, Christine's siblings have said he's amazing with Truly and she loves him.
It's got to be a positive change for her.
Definitely. And the analysis connected this to the custody battle with Kody. Ah.
They said with Christine providing such a stable, loving home, Cody's case isn't very strong.
I see.
They even suggested he should just drop the countersuit, agree to child support, and let everyone move on.
That's a pretty clear opinion.
It is. And there hasn't been any news about the custody case or Coyote Pass since the analysis came out.
So still up in the air.
Totally. So
Yeah.
where does this leave Sister Wives?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
The analysis said the show might be coming to an end.
Yeah, the whole point was the family and the plural marriage.
Right.
And now Christine's gone, Mary's gone, Janelle's separated.
It's basically separate storylines now.
Will people keep watching?
That's what the analysis asked.
Interesting question.
They even said maybe they'll do spin-offs about each wife.
Or maybe they all just want to get away from reality TV.
Yeah, there's money and opportunities, but there's also NDAs, no control over how they're portrayed.
All that pressure to keep up appearances.
Exactly. And the analysis noticed that Christine's Instagram is way more her own style now. Like she's breaking free from the show's PR.
Totally. So basically what we've learned from this deep dive is Christine's new rental shows she's serious about her new life with David.
Leaving Sister Wives behind.
Yeah, her social media seems like a mix of her own thoughts, some rebranding, and maybe even some marketing.
She's definitely a savvy businesswoman.
And those real estate investments show she's all about financial independence.
Absolutely.
All these changes are huge for Truly and the rest of the Browns.
It might even mean the end of Sister Wives as we know it.
It really might. So what do you think about all this?
What stands out to me is how intentional Christine is being.
Yeah.
It's like every detail from the decorations to her Instagram posts is part of her plan to define herself and build her future.
She's taking control.
Right. And that difference between the Moab and Hurricane rentals is really telling.
It is. This has been a really fascinating deep dive.
It has.
So here's something to think about. When you see Christine working so hard to create a new identity and become financially independent, what does that tell you about the power we all have to change our lives?
Especially when everyone's watching.
Exactly.
That's a good one to ponder.
It is.
Thanks for bringing this all together.
Of course.
I always love these deep dives.
Me too. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.